hop on Reels. This episode was basically me just bragging that I was right 2 months ago.
We interrupt this program to bring you this important message. Welcome to Marketing Interruption, a daily podcast powered by BlueTuskr that interrupts your day with marketing news, tips and strategies from an entrepreneur who lives and breathes marketing. Now, let the interruption begin with your host, Andrew Maff.
Hello and welcome to episode number 66 of the Marketing Interruption. I'm your host, Andrew Maff, and today I'm going to tell you about a premonition I had 50 episodes ago, exactly to the day. So on episode 16, I had mentioned that Instagram Reels had come out and what it meant for e-commerce sellers, and I had said that so much was going to happen with it and that e-commerce sellers should hop on board and blah, blah. And it turns out I was right, and I was even earlier than I thought I was going to be. I originally said I think it was going to take about 3 months before Instagram Reels introduced some kind of e-commerce shopping ability. And so recently, if you haven't heard, Instagram announced that Instagram Reels as well as IGTV now has the ability for, at least they're testing it right now, where a lot of influencers now have the ability to tag products in the videos they're in. The user can then swipe up and shop whatever it is that they're using in that video. So I called it. I win. You don't have to brag about it, but I'm gonna. So check for me. So here's the thing. Okay, so I think that e-commerce sellers obviously need to hop on this. I had mentioned that a few months ago when we talked about it. It's going to be big, especially if you can start to leverage influencers. I personally am not a fan of trying to do Instagram Reels out of house. I kind of have just given guidance to a lot of people that I'm working with on how to do it in-house. But if you're able to work with influencers and you can reshare that kind of content and you can have them, tagging your products and things like that, that's really where this is going to go right now, at least for the foreseeable future. IGTV still hasn't picked up as much as I thought it would. I never really thought it would be a big influence to YouTube. I thought that it would be decent though, and I really don't think that it's done much of anything. I just know people that are sharing YouTube stuff over to IGTV. But if you can leverage the really high engagement right now and the really high reach that's happening with Reels and start to use influencers or start to use someone who's willing to do posts and can actually get some decent traction on it, and then obviously get them to tag your product, it's going to be great for organic growth. I think this is going to take the influencer thing to a new level now that you can kind of open it up to a whole new world of influencers, people that were originally on TikTok that have come over. Also, people who just have different types of content. Sometimes on Instagram, posting a picture of you in a pretty outfit isn't enough. But posting you going out for the night, getting ready with your friends, and then tagging all of the products and things like that you guys are using is a little bit different. These makeup tutorials, having them be shoppable as they're sitting there watching the video. There's a ton of ability there for sellers to really start to leverage this. So obviously, if you haven't gotten onto Reels yet, I would suggest it. I have yet to find anyone who's been able to successfully outsource it. If you want some kind of insight, I'm obviously more than happy to, which I'm sure I'll do on this podcast one day, of my suggestions of how to do it in-house. But hop on Reels. This episode was basically me just bragging that I was right 2 months ago. So go check out Shoppable Reels. You might have it available. If not, you might have IGTV shoppable stuff available as well. But that's all I had for this week's podcast. So rate, review, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.
Thank you for joining us for today's Marketing Interruption. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show. And don't forget to email marketinginterruption@bluetuskr.com with any marketing questions you'd like to have answered on the show. And head over to marketinginterruption.bluetuskr.com to catch up on past episodes. Until next time, we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.